I'm feeling my cleavage. What up, everybody? Is a golden sound twice? I have wine in my cleavage now. That's unfortunate. So, slightly tipsy. I was making a video earlier. I had to do like 8 takes on it though. And each take, I had to guzzle wine. Well, I didn't have to, but like for the type of video I did, I had to. And so now I'm just like, woo, tipsy. So clearly this is the best time to start doing reviews. Obviously. So, let's talk about Race to the Edge Season 5, How to Train Your Dragon. What up, son? Alright, so we're going to talk about the 2 episodes that I just watched. Oh shoot, I don't remember what episode titles they are. And of course, I'm so tipsy right now that I'm going to think it's a really great idea to post this anyway. So, let us look up the 2 episodes. I remember what happened in the episodes. I just don't remember the title or what number they are, so that's not good. Oh, my Wi-Fi's so slow. Guys, I've made like 7 videos at this point. Race to the Edge, Season 5 episode list. Also, who is excited for Season 6? I have been watching the trailers. They look phenomenal. I am so ready. Which, being so ready, like, okay, so I have watched, excuse me, when I watched Season 5 originally, I was very sick. So, like, I was, like, a week in bed. And just watched, boom, all of them in a span of a week. And I've been going through and rewatching them so that I can do good reviews on them. As requested by my friend Ellen. And actually requested by one of my followers. So, you know, I've been wanting to do a good job. And, like, yeah, I'll get tipsy me, so I'm sorry. Also, this is Blanky. Blanky is always secretly on the edge of every video I make. Blanky is a pillowcase my mom made when I was 7, and it was much bigger, and I've destroyed Blanky since then, so. Alright, so here, oh, okay, awesome, sweet. Oh, thank God. My favorite episodes are coming up in, like, the next 2. So I was on episode 10 and 11 today. No Dragon Left Behind and Snufflot. So, to bring back up my screen here, hello. So, yes, I actually do remember what the episodes were about, even though I'm very tipsy. I just couldn't tell you their titles because I have made 7 videos since then. Trying to cram pack everything into 1 week. For every glass of wine you have, you should have 2 glasses of water. And if you're on medication, don't drink at all. Anywho, here we go, y'all. So, No Dragon Left Behind. I love this particular episode because it's a rare moment to see Astrid's vulnerability. She believes that her dragon has been killed. Let's go all the way to the beginning of the episode. So they've got Garth, who is a... Whoa, my phone went off. What up, phone? Sorry. When I'm tipsy, I'm like very easily distracted and I talk much slower. And I'm just like, wee. Okay. So, to do this video in 7 minutes, because I'm going to believe that's totally possible. To begin this episode with, we've got Garth, who is a, what is he, Brain? A death whisperer? No, that's not right. I know that the island he's from, so the island that he's from is Melody Island. He is a dragon who is carnivorous. He eats other dragons. He summons them with his song. Thus, he lives on an island that they dubbed Melody Island. But at the beginning of season 1, they had to take him because they had to bring him to their island because he was very injured. He's very, very young. I believe in season 4 it was that he hatched even, and they weren't quite sure what he was for a while, and it turned out that he was a death whisperer. We're just gonna go with that name because, like, I can't remember. But so he's growing up and he's following his instincts. So even though he pals around with the other dragons, he will start seeing it and start trying to eat them. It's kind of a problem. So Hiccup and the gang are like, okay, we gotta take him to a different island, and it's a lot harder for Astrid because Stormfly, her natter dragon, has really bonded with Garth, and so she is kind of conflicted a little bit because on the one hand she's like, I really care about this dragon, but also she realizes, but like, even though Stormfly is immune to his siren song, all the other dragons are falling to it, and one of these days, a dragon that they really love and care about is going to be eaten. And it's kind of like that it's very interesting that they have a carnivorous dragon exist, because on the one hand, for the dragon writers, I feel like that would be such a conundrum, because on the one hand, you want the carnivorous dragon to flourish and to live the life like it's supposed to and it's intended to, but on the other hand, you want to protect all the other dragons from it. So it's kind of like that conundrum where you have a butterfly trapped in a spider's web. On the one hand, you realize and recognize that the spider is good for the environment and it's doing what its instincts are telling it to do, but on the other hand, you love the butterfly and you want the butterfly to be able to live a long and fulfilling life. And so I feel like for the Burke writers, the Rake City Edge writers, they had to do a kind of like out of sight, out of mind type thing where they get Garth to a different island. And honestly, Fish Lakes picks out this wonderful island, not realizing that there are these dragons. And again, I'm very tipsy, y'all. Like, the room's, it's not spinning, but I'm just kind of like, woo, things are floating. What up, fam? So the name's not coming to mind. It starts with an S, and it's kind of a sliver wings, sliver tail, something slivering going on there. So proud of myself for that pun. What up, Harry Potter? Anyway. But the point is that there's a type of dragon that they were not expecting, and so Astrid's like, yo, Fish Lakes, yeah, effed up. And Fish Lakes is like, yeah, clearly I knew that was going to be a thing. God, somebody give Fish Lakes a hug. He deserves more hugs. Anyway, back to the story I had. I'm at 8:30 minutes. Shit, man, this thing's going to go on for like 15 minutes. We all know this. All right, continuing on. I'll try to make it fast. So they spend the entire episode trying to figure out how to protect Garth because these venomous dragons that are very serpentine-like, when you touch them, like their skin excretes venom. Excuse me. Which they kept calling it poison throughout the entire vein, and I was sitting there going, no, venom, you wrong. So these dragons that their names start with an S, I'm gonna have to read. Hold up, y'all. Gonna have to read. Sliverwings! Yo, if that's not, first of all, if that's not the most slivering dragon that exists, I don't know what is. But so these sliverines, their entire being, their skin excretes a venom poisonous substance. And so Garth is kidnapped. They believe that he's been eaten and killed. And Stormfly reacts so violently that they think she's been poisoned with the venom of these sliverwings. And you get to see Astrid go through grief and frustration and anger and despair. And really, it was so nice to see her character go through that, because I think that there's this common misunderstanding that because you're a strong female individual, you can never have emotion, and that is, there's nothing further from the truth. And I loved how the writers allowed her to have that deep, raw emotion where she's crying because she thinks that her dragon has been poisoned, and she is so desperate to find an antidote for her dragon that she even confronts a Slytherin and punches it in the freaking chest, guys, and poisons herself, puts her life on the line to protect her dragon. And I think that just speaks immensely to her character. I think that this is a wonderful episode where we get to see that desperateness, that sorrow, and then when she realizes her dragon's not been poisoned but is grieving, she's like, I am so sorry. I thought this was a physical thing you were going through, but you're going through an emotional and mental pain, and I now understand what you're going through, and I am here for you. You can lean on me in this time of sorrow. And it just, these writers, they know what they're doing. It's wonderful and it's beautiful and it speaks volumes to me. It gets me so excited. So this is a wonderful, wonderful episode. We get to see that vulnerability in Astrid. And we get to see other characters caring for her. Like Fish Lakes, he's so stressed out. But even though he's stressed out, he lets her know, hey, I am here for you no matter what. And then the twins are so upset by her being upset. Like for Rough Nut, he denies that she's crying and then accepts that she's crying, but Tough Nut's like, no, she's not crying, that's just the wind, there's dust. And she goes to comfort her, but doesn't know how to comfort Astrid, so kind of fumbles it, but at least they're trying. And then for Hiccup and Snotlout, they go to find Garth to be like, you know what, we are going to get our cannibalistic son back, and everything's going to be okay. And Hiccup just won't give up, and Snotlout, of course, we know that he's willing to be like, oh, self-preservation, but he really does care. And there's a few moments within the episode where he just like gets like very downtrodden, and Hiccup's like, whoa, are you okay? And Snotlout opens up and confesses that, like, I think it was in season 3 or season 4 of Race to the Edge, where there's a moment where Hookfane, his dragon, is taken by the Worm Queen, which I think was from, like, you know, either Writers or Book or the following season. I haven't seen that yet, but, like, you know, it's still important. But Snotlout opens up about, like, how that Queen Dragon coming back and Hookfane being, like, his type of dragon race is very, the males are very protective of pregnant female dragons. And so when he thought that his dragon was gone forever to protect this other female dragon, even though she was of a different species, he felt lost. And so he was able to open up and be vulnerable himself and be like, you know, I'm connecting to Astrid on this emotional and psychological level. And for a group that uses humor and sarcasm in their daily interactions with each other and in their daily interactions with life, it was really nice just to see that there is this moment where each and every one of them is trying to relate to each other on a level that they themselves are not used to going, because they're Vikings and they're used to being strong, and now that they have dragons, it's almost like they're invincible, but they're not. And so I admire the writers for putting that out there, and I'm going far over my time right now, and we're just going to blame drunk Krista. Like, the drunk Golden Sound Twice is going to be like, hey, a 20-minute long episode, and then sober, the Golden Sound Twice is going to look at it and facepalm and be like, this is why you only have 35 viewers. But not this is why, because I value every single one of my followers. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you enjoy these videos. They're terrible, so hate in there. But also, like, my goal is to make these videos shorter for convenience's sake, and it's not happening. And I'm just gonna like pour some more wine, y'all, while this is going. So, on to Snufflet, episode 11. Admittedly, this is not one of my more favorite episodes. I don't really care for this, both sober and tipsy, drunk, whatever you want to call it. Hear that wine pouring and hitting that cup. It's gorgeous. Reasons for me not really enjoying this episode, I don't know. It just doesn't click with me. Which isn't to say that it's not enjoyable. So like Frock comes from the Defender's Island to take Tough Nut as his bride, but he's very, I guess, like traditional Viking about it. He's like, yes, I must like kidnap her essentially and take her back to my village. And I think my favorite part of the episode is where Astrid is so pissed off by this that she literally does physical harm to Hiccup, who's trying to keep her from killing Frock. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And so, like, I love that because she is totally right. The modern Viking woman does not want to be carried out of their village. They want consent. Consent is key, y'all. I caught it that time. It's not going to go down my cleavage. Anywho, I need to have like 6 glasses of water for every 1 glass of wine I drink. Is this sexy when I do it? Y'all, I'm so tipsy. Anywho, I thought it was sweet that, oh gosh, I can't tell the siblings apart. There we go. So, Rough Nut, oh yeah, because in the other episode, she was like, it was a T and not an R that he was insinuating. Okay. So, Tough Nut thinks that he should be a good sibling and allow Rough Nut to have a chance at happiness, but these two are so connected to each other, and they have this very interesting sibling dynamic where it can be physically and mentally abusive, where they will hurt each other. But there's also this emotional bond between the two that they would do anything for each other. They are their best friends. They're the only ones that understand each other, and they're the only ones that they can go to for their inner demons. And so it absolutely makes sense that Rough Nut's not ready to depart from it, especially because they're teenagers too. Like, really, when we think about it, like, this is supposed to be like at least a year or two before the second movie, so they're still teens. Like, they're not adults, and like Rough Nut and Tough Nut, even again, despite all their abusive dynamics with each other, have a very twisted love that is very like they are siblings and they are there for each other no matter what, and they're best friends. And so like when Frock comes to woo Rough Nut, she's just not ready, but doesn't know how to feel about it. But Tough Nut is like, yes, to be a good brother, I need to like fake my own death, and then Rough Nut will be able to move on and marry him if she so chooses. But the thing is that she doesn't have those desires for Frock. Which I swear, I honest to God thought that Frock like had feelings for the queen and vice versa. So when he comes after Rough Nut, I'm just like, boy, you got a queen. Like, what? Which isn't to say that Rough Nut is not an interesting character. She really is. It's just that like my gay ass wouldn't go for her. Like, there's too many weird things there. Oh, I've got a roommate returning, so I'm going to have to get going. But that's my thoughts on the episode so far. It's an interesting episode. Watch them all. I am not restarting this. All right, see y'all later. Bye!